Welcome everybody to Tops and Wrenches, and today we're going to talk about the compact car market in 2020. Let's start with this video. To start this listing, we're going to go for the oldest car of all the market, and that's the Alfa Romeo Giulietta, which is a car manufactured by FCA, and which its engine lineup ranks from a 1.4 liter 120 horsepower engine to a 2.0 liter diesel engine of 170 horsepower, and it starts from £20,400. The next car in this listing is the recently launched Audi A3 with a starting price of £23,975 with the 35 TFSI engine of 150 horsepower. Then we have a hateful car, and it's the BMW 1 Series, a car that has engines from a 1.5 diesel engine with only 3 cylinders and 116 horsepower to a 2.0 petrol engine with 306 horsepower. Its price starts from £24,475 and has the platform from the Mini Countryman, which is called UKL, and it's front-wheel drive. We're gonna go from an expensive car to a cheap-ish car, and that's the Citroen C4 Cactus, which has not many engine options in the UK. Engine options rank from a 1.5 liter diesel engine of 100 horsepower to a 1.2 liter 3-cylinder engine of 130 horsepower. Prices start from £22,440, which is a lot more than what a Spanish pay for it. Next up is the Fiat Tipo. The Fiat Tipo is one of the cheapest cars of this list, as it starts from £15,550. The engine lineup is very simple. It has only 4 engines: a 1.4 naturally aspirated 95 horsepower engine, a 1.3 liter diesel engine, a 1.6 liter diesel engine, and also a liquid gas engine of 120 horsepower. Then we have the popular choice of the UK, the Ford Focus. The Ford Focus has an engine lineup that is very big, very extensive, and has engines from a 1.0 125 horsepower EcoBoost to a 2.3 liter EcoBoost of 280 horsepower that is from the Mustang, a Mustang engine on a Focus. Now we have the Honda Civic, which is not as popular as the aforementioned car. This car starts from £19,870 and has not many options in what engine means, with diesel and petrol engines ranking from 120 horsepower to 320 from the Type R version. Another Asian car is the Hyundai i30, which has engines that go from a 1.0 liter 120 horsepower engine to a magnificent 2 liter 275 horsepower block. And now we have to talk about the same car, but with a different badge. This is the Kia Ceed, a car that has more or less the same lineup as the aforementioned Hyundai, but with the only difference that it lacks the 2 liter petrol engine and has a 1.6 liter petrol engine with 204 horses. And we're gonna go for a car that I criticized a lot in this channel, and it's the Lexus CT200H. This car starts from a whopping £26,275 and generates 136 horsepower from an 1.8 liter Atkinson cycle engine. Very expensive. And from a car that I criticized a lot to a car that I absolutely adore. This car is the Mazda 3, which has only 3 engine options, but one of them is very interesting, as it's the Skyactiv X engine. This car starts from £21,840. And now we're going to talk about a hidden Renault and a Mercedes. and this is the A-Class. The A-Class is a car that starts from 22,745 pounds and has no less than 9 different engine choices. 3 of them are Renault engines. But anyway, it has a very extensive engine list and also has a sedan style body, which has an aerodynamic coefficient of just 0.23. Then we have the Mini Clubman, which isn't a compact, but it tries to be a compact, which starts from 22,000 pounds and has an engine lineup that goes from a 1.5 petrol engine with 136 horsepower to a 2.0 liter 192 horsepower petrol engine. And now we're gonna talk about an electric car, which is the only one in this list actually. This is the Nissan Leaf, a car that in this generation was launched in 2017 and starts from 26,845 pounds. And even though it's more expensive than its rivals, it's not as much as it should be, knowing that this is an electric car. The ranges go from 168 miles to 239 miles. And as it happens with the Citroën C4, the Peugeot 308 is quite expensive comparing it to the Spanish market, as it starts from 21,660 pounds with a tiny 1.2 liter petrol engine with 110 horsepower. But it has a very interesting 1.6 with 260 horsepower. Now we're gonna talk about another French car, and this is the Renault Megane, a car that starts from 18,495 pounds, which is in the cheap part of this list. This car has a 1.5 DCI with 115 horsepower and also a 1.3 liter petrol engine that shares with Mercedes. There is also available an RS version with 300 horsepower. And now, before we continue, I have to mention a thing, and it's that I'm gonna mention the new generations of the Seat Leon and Volkswagen Golf, as both of these cars have been recently facelifted. Also, if you like these videos and if you like this content, please support me by subscribing and sharing it. I would appreciate it a lot. And now, back to the video. The Seat Leon is a car built in Spain and starts from almost 20,000 pounds. It has 3 different engines, one 1.5 TSI with 130 and 150 horsepower and a 2.0 TDI engine with 150 horsepower. And now another car from the VAG group, but this time it's a car that is based on a Seat Ibiza. This car is the Skoda Scala and starts from 16,940 pounds, which makes it the second cheapest car on this list. This car has engines ranking from a 1.0 liter 95 horsepower petrol engine to a 1.5 with 150 horsepower. Shame that the Seat Ibiza doesn't feature this engine anymore. And now we're gonna go to a rally legend-ish car, because it's the Subaru Impreza, and it's not anymore sold as the WRX STI. It's sold as the Subaru Impreza with a 1.6 liter 114 horsepower engine and also a CVT transmission. Not very sporty. And now we have to talk about a boring car again. This time is the Toyota Corolla, the best-selling compact car in the world, which has 2 different engine choices with 122 horsepower and 180. I have nothing to say because this is just a boring car. And from boring car to obviously very boring car, we have to talk about the Vauxhall Astra, one of the most boring cars in the UK. And this car has been facelifted for the 2020 model year. This car has engines ranking from a 105 horsepower diesel engine to a 145 horsepower petrol engine. But even though this car is quite boring, I recommend it over a Volkswagen Golf or a Focus, as it's cheaper. And now we have to talk about the Volkswagen Golf, a car that I particularly don't like, but many people like, and it is horribly expensive. This car has been launched with 3 engines, a 1.5 TSI with 130 and 150 horsepower, just like the Seat Leon, and a 2.0 TDI engine but with 115 horsepower. That's all for this video. If you have liked this video, please consider subscribing. Also, leave a like, leave a comment below if you have any doubt, and see you in the next video. Bye.